for you. And who are the saints? The saints are people whose lives are shaped by the Beatitudes and who imitate Christ in their day-to-day. And the only way to know how to do this is by immersing ourselves in Scripture, in prayer, in reflecting on how God is calling us and going out to meet the other. So in that way, holiness is about daily faithfulness. It's not about escaping from the world, but radically embracing it as the place where we encounter God. Holiness is about daily perseverance, the patience of God's people, in those parents who raise their children with great love, in those men and women who work hard to support their families, in the sick, in the elderly, religious who never lose their smile. Those are Francis's words that I was quoting. So holiness is daily faithfulness. It's not about escaping from the challenges of life, but meeting those challenges. And the way that we live daily faithfulness is by what Francis calls small gestures. Small gestures. Whether it's simply smiling, holding the door open for someone, walking down the street, saying hello to someone you don't know. It's all about small gestures in the day-to-day. And Francis gives an example. So he says, "This holiness to which the Lord calls you will grow through small gestures." Here's an example. A woman goes shopping. She meets a neighbor, and they begin to speak, and the gossip starts. But she says in her heart, "No, I will not speak badly of anyone." This is a step forward in holiness. Later at home, one of her children wants to talk to her about his hopes and dreams, and even though she is tired, she sits down and listens with patience and love. That is another sacrifice that brings holiness. Later, she experiences some anxiety, but recalling the love of the Virgin Mary, she takes her rosary and prays with faith. Yet another path of holiness. Later still, she goes out onto the street, encounters a poor person, and stops to say a kind word to him. One more step. So holiness is daily faithfulness, small gestures. And one other point that Francis makes with the daily faithfulness and small gestures is this. Holiness is about looking at the little details of everyday life. And Jesus, too, asked his disciples to pay attention to the little details. The little detail that wine was running out at a party. The little detail that one sheep was missing. The little detail of noticing the widow who offered her 2 small coins. The little detail of having spare oil for the lamps should the bridegroom delay. The little detail of asking the disciples how many loaves of bread they had. The little detail of having a fire burning and a fish cooking as he waited for the disciples at daybreak. So, small gestures, little details.